Okay, we're ready to go.
Yes, hello again. Daria here from Norway, and I'll be interviewing Titus for a second time. And Ivan Teller will connect to him, and I will put it on my page. We'll discuss. I will see what Titus say here, but I will try to discuss some deeper matters this time. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'll see you in a few, or see you in an hour, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, bye.
All right, catch you later.
Yeah.
Greetings. This is Titus. What's up?
Hey, Titus. Much love. Hi. Thank you for last time.
Yes.
And welcome back.
Always for you.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been wondering. Ivan had he channeled Yael for some weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they gave out little information that something aren't for the public ears.
That is correct.
And maybe do you see us take a private session, or is it okay for me to talk?
For now, it's fine. Depending on your subject matters, I will let you know if it's not
okay.
Good for
the Archons should be. Is it okay, or is it?
Yes, it is fine. Some things I have to be vague on, but for the most part, it should be fine.
Okay. Yes, and I think I have a feeling what it was Yalla was telling me about, and that will be more revealed in the afterlife, I think.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So some people are like curious about the Archons, and they're reading about on them in the internet, and they're saying like, yeah, but they're stupid. I could have tackled them, and it is an easy task.
No.
And I've seen it so many times. People approach me in Astral, and they're so cocky, and they're like, yeah, so you did it, so I can do it. Like, okay, so they try to.
Not the case.
No, it's not the case. And they're getting pretty surprised, because then I take them and travel in space, show them what the Archons were about, their history, and their plans in or stories. And then I came back to this time, and they were like really upset because they really didn't know, and they were too cocky about it on the internet and presuming it was an easy task. So basically what I'm trying to say that the Archons, they made timelines for every human being, right? And they predicted every death and every situation in astral, in afterlife, how you will work on your pre-life, who you're gonna meet, and they set up everything. So you just had to fail somewhere in the line, and then you would be under their control. So one day humanity would either lead to be, to be having the Archon DNA, or go to total destruction, because it was heading that way.
In some timelines, yes, but most are under the Archon timelines at this time. And they're unaware of it. This is why your planet is at the sleep state it is right now, also unable to awaken because they're part of the Archon timeline. This is why those that see this information and just laugh it off is because they are...
They're there.
Yes, they're there. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because I feel they're really trying to, you think, no, they wouldn't do that to me because I'm not anything special to them. Some people will say that, and they're wrong. They're actually quite onto that kind of people, because they're every human being, every vote counts for them.
Yes, also that many, even those in the spiritual work, are even on Archon timelines. Not all, but a good amount of them are. If you're aware of the Archon energies, you'll be aware that you're on it or not. And those that are in the spiritual communities that are half and half, yes, sometimes good and sometimes ego. They're trying to be good, but they still have much ego, and that is part of a half of a Archon timeline. They're still struggling to leave it. When you have love for everyone, you're off of it completely.
Yeah, because I went back into an Archon timeline, and I got the guy that is a quite famous public speaker, and he's many people look up to him.
Yes.
And he had many viewers on YouTube, and he's channeling and everything. I said, you are on the wrong timeline where you are going.
Yes.
There will be nobody in the end. You will be channeled just for yourself, and nobody will listen. So he didn't believe me in first, and he was like, "Who are you to to say those things?" And I said, "I know the timelines. You have to get out of it."
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not that hard to leave, but you have to be aware that you're on one already, and you have a lot of acceptance for everyone and yourself. The more selfish you are, the more likely you're going to be on this timeline. So it's easy to actually notice it. And if you're very materialistic and you're closed, thinking that there's nothing else other than human, you do believe in aliens or spirits, but it's another way to disconnect you from your spirit guides also.
Yeah, because there's difference between spirituality outwards and spirituality inwards.
Yes.
That's the timeline. Your outwards timeline and spiritual timeline, inwards is in the now. There, exactly. So I also have a friend she didn't believe me actually. I was doing these Archon things, and she was checking me up in astral. And seeing I was I was turning off an Archon there, and collecting something. And right, I did that. She kicked him and said, "Look what I did to the Archon.
Yes.
I saved humans." I'm like, okay, you will pay for that. Don't say it was you, because we can try to do it over again. You can turn it on and see if you can do it.
Correct.
Yeah, because that's funny. And actually, on that Archon timeline, she went really far with it, actually, saying she could turn it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be very, reptilians, many beings know how to put you back on the Archon timelines. When you're on an Archon timeline, you're easy to manipulate, easy to control. So they know how to get into one's mind easier. You can attract more dark entities or just a false light also.
Yeah. I've seen reptilians like sweep really fast by and like tamper with the chakra really quick, like bounce it off. And now they're displaced.
Yes.
So figure that out, and you're like in a chaotic period of time before they align again somehow with help, of course. So last time you mentioned I feel I have a busy astral life, because I wake up and I'm really exhausted. Ivan mentioned that too. He's really exhausted lately, and it also has been much timeline shifting in the backyards after the selection. I think
much has been switched. Yes.
And people were actually waiting in astral to see if they have the right soul contracts or not, if the predictions were correct, because you have predictions in astral too.
Yes.
And they were I've seen where Hillary went, so I'm actually glad this is a process we need to do anyway.
Many did go to a positive timeline after your election. Excuse me. But also some went to a negative timeline because of the election, also became more of controlled by the Archon timelines because of their anger, fury. Just in some ways, that's an Archon way of looking at things also, what they think should be done, stuff like that. Instead of what's better for the rest of humanity, they're just putting their own needs in front of others.
Yes, and they try to stick to the original plan it's ruined already. They can't stick to a plan that is dissolving from the points they don't even see it. But they have a program too, and they need to stick to it.
Yes.
In the end of the Archon time, it's revealed who won. Did human win? Did Archon win? And we just have to be together to show them that we can do this together. If we are working together, this is what we can do. This universe is ours, not some other.
Well, humanity needs to be knocked over the head a little bit to realize there's much more going on than what they are seeing in their reality of material possessions. Even your Black Friday is coming, it's not helping your society all that much. Seeing clearly, it is fogging their viewpoints even more during this materialistic holiday. But it is just, we don't have to see that lasting very long. We do see more looking inward. But this is a time in your future. It is like a child holding on to a baby rattle that does not want to let it go. Doesn't want to let go of old things. Does not want to grow up.
No, that's pretty much. And back to so I'd like to know what am I doing in astral, because you mentioned I have like a lifetime for 5 people.
One moment. Yes, you're assisting many reptilians at this time to assist them to become more positive. You are assisting many reptilian energies here. This is another reason why you might feel tired, is because they are affecting this earth greatly. To bring peace to them, and you're also bringing others to them at this time to make peace with them, such as a peaceful alliance. That way they can calm down their manipulations on this planet. It is slowly happening, and and this is part of the awakening process also, when the manipulations pause and the awakening begins. So this is partly what you're doing right now.
Okay. So, but I see him going into the future, back in time.
Yes.
And not tonight. I was laying on the couch this morning, and I had sleep paralysis. That was kind of funky.
Yes.
And I've been to that place before. I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And actually that place was made for me to die in.
Yes.
And this alien that used the technology to move through space, I had to not persuade, but ask the person to open the door. Please open the door. I can help you with this. You don't need to do this.
Yes.
And is that also my mom?
Yes, it is. Correct. Yes.
Yeah, because my mom had many lifetimes. I have to go to each and every lifetime. She have been this gray alien. And I had to ask her, can you please come and help? Can you please come and help? And she said, no, in many rounds. I can't even count. But today, I kind of solved the puzzle in the dream. And I woke up and I heard, like, it's a signature to the right for you.
Yes.
So I took the telephone and I took a picture on the couch, and you can see 3 fingers and an alien face, like, drawn into the couch. And I sent it.
Yes, I'm aware of it. Yes.
Yes, and it's it's because they can't write their names, so they used finger marks. They use their hands.
Yes, they can.
Or to signature that this is an agreement for you and me. And this guy I write about, he was trying to kill me this time. Last time I was there was another one tried to kill me there. And I have, is this the last time I'm killed there?
Yeah, I do not believe this will be continuing any longer. I think you have finished it finally.
Thank you.
As far as I can tell. Yes.
Yeah, because that was my, I also gathering that they were deceived by the Archons as well to build that place. And that place, they were like making it for me to feel that place should be look like normal.
Yes.
And it didn't, because I like to explore and try to feel the energies and everything. And I was allowed to take along with a sweater, and I put it in a black bag. By the time I was there and opened the bag, it became black dust. So the earth material through space to that dimension, it was ruined already.
Yes.
Just made a small bubble so I can be there for a while, but it kind of told itself that you're not supposed to be here.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, that's good to know that I don't have to do that all over again, because closure is a good thing. And I was. Some people are like, okay, I'm experiencing a lot of pain, like physical pain, like bruising themselves. They're in hospital, and this is over to something fun, I think, because I have a friend I know that has been in a hospital, and he was crying. He almost died. And in astral, but you can look at the scale. How much pain did he actually feel, and what did he say to others in that time? You understand what I'm
That
going?
is your question, or what is your question?
My question is, because I'm going from the Archons now to limit testing, that we are taking notes how much pain your body can handle.
Yes.
If it's birth, if it's breaking leg or back or we take notes. How much pain did you feel? And that, I think that's in awake state here. You don't know these things, that you are doing this for yourself, actually, to check yourself if you are able to, if your body is able to recover or feel pain a lot.
Most of this is done before you incarnate, and you're doing a little bit in astral, but most of it's done before you incarnate, of how much you can handle. Some of it is done astral, but most of it's done before your incarnation.
Yeah, that's okay. And is it anything you'd like to say since last time?
One moment. On what subject matter would you like to explore? That would be the easiest.
The nemesis matters. Counterparts and nemesis.
Well, those are tests, as you can see, but it depends on how far you want to go with it. Some do hold on to these situations for great deals of time, where they let someone else control you, manipulate you. You're not always realizing it's happening. It happens all the time. Politicians do it all the time. They are your nemesis in many ways and don't even realize it, but on a grand scale. But when you have a personal one, it is, some do get in relationships, but it's actually someone you should not be involved with at all, but it's great, part of a grand test of you, of how you can understand, also adapt to their manipulations, that understand you've been manipulated for your entire relationship. And usually these are intimate relationships that go. So those that have ended relationships that are not good, it's usually a nemesis that you are dealing with. As for a love relationship, it is a lust for that type of knowledge. It's not always a lust as for love, though. It's a different type. And some go by looks as a way of not seeing what the true intentions of that person. So they have these beautiful looks for the most part, and you're attracted to that, not seeing the person within, because you can say they have cloned themselves quite well.
Yeah,
exactly. As for cloaking yourself, that's a better word for it. They've cloaked themselves, so they go by your beauty and not realizing what is in the package. And many of attractiveness are part of this nemesis energy. It's another way of using their manipulations on society. It happens all the time, as you can see.
Yes, because I'm not. I think I don't have I'm doing this book, and yes. I feel I have a lust for knowledge. I do. Yes. But on a deeper scale, I'm checking out who I was and who I am, and I'm pretty sure I can see a good picture.
Yes.
And I feel that many around me was in some time or is now under the Archons or influences by others.
Mm-hmm. So
because I don't feel I am under their influences.
No.
And because they know, actually from astral point, they know who I am. So they're trying to get close to me all the time. They're like, I don't know, these birds that eat flesh, dead flesh. They're like, yes. Circling around me, like it's also but much I think about having a free will and still hold on to it tightly.
Yes,
Because if you talk about free will, they will like, what do you talk about? And where does the conversation begin? You can't just begin to talk about it.
Well, is it free will or is it Archon free will? Archon's free will is quite different. It is under their manipulations. You go by their rules. You go where you shop where they shop. You eat what they tell you to eat. You feel like it's free will, but you're still part of their. You can still choose, but you're still. It's like having an unhealthy diet. It's like if you're on an Archon, you have many choices, but you're still all under Archon control.
You can still dream, but you actually don't get that much from it because you're under the Archon dream. You are under the Archon spirituality. They have actually cloned everything.
Yes.
To be Archon.
Yes, correct.
How many people on Earth aren't under Archon influence?
Are not. I would say.
Like percentage.
Percentage-wise, this changes 10 to 15% or not. Most are, as you can tell.
Yes.
Because if it was not, you would have your aliens. You'd have most of you realize you have your spirit guides. Most of the night you're talk to your spirit guides. So the more aware of just their spirit guides alone, that will unlock your Archon connection easily, actually. But
but the percentage were less before I started to involve in Earth and.
Oh yes, correct. Yes, it's you and others that are involved with unlocking the Archon controls. Yes, and under free will, of course, of the individual.
Yeah. That's really good. I would like to meet. Do I have any of these in my near area?
As for what exactly is you looking for? What is it?
Non-Archon influences.
Yes, you have plenty of them. Yes.
Okay.
You are free of it. Others around you is a different story. They are in and out. They go out and they come back in. There's different levels. Some of it is a high percentage of Archon. Some of it is a very low, but they're still involved with it. It's just enough to keep them under hypnosis of humanity. And your media is Archon, as you can tell. And some of your free speech media alternative is under Archon control. They have not even an idea about it.
It will be really cool to be in the future and people can look back and see themselves under the control. What did they say? What did they thought? What is different from this time to that time? And the feelings too. Archon feelings. They can even feel love.
Yes.
But that's not love. It's not. It's. I mean, they made something very similar.
Yes.
It's hard to detect if you don't know this thing.
Yes.
And they're just underneath the spiritual experiences.
Yes, correct.
And it's so. But therefore, it's hard for me to explain to people what I do because they can't understand it actually. Not that many can.
Also, your angels are always assisting you to break out of this hypnotic Archon connection, but it is usually unlikely by the individual because of friends they feel comfortable, they're part of the human experience, that they're on a timeline of normal, and this is the Archon timeline that they are on. So your angels that do battle your Archons often, trying to at least help others heal when they are very ill. But because the Archon timeline, it is very difficult for them to heal. Even Alzheimer's can be healed actually much quicker if one was away from this Archon timeline, but they are not. They're unwilling to leave it. If their family is on an Archon timeline, they wish to be on it also. So this is what's going on. And those that break free of it do feel like they are familyless. They do not have a family anymore. Many do, as they open up to spiritual directions. It's very difficult. But you have to follow what's right for you, of course.
Yes. Oh my, yeah. But it will be a time. It will be really good explain about the Archons. It should be out there all the time, actually, because I would like to. No, I don't want to ask that because that it's for eyes only.
Yeah.
I have had a vision, another vision, but a memory that the angels also were influenced by the Archons. So
it can be, yes.
yeah, so you were praying to angels to help you. The angels came in, and they had to report to the Archons what they helped that being about.
Yes, some do.
So they had to do that kind of even prayers, everything went to the Archons for a while, great while there. So actually, yeah, when people tell them they're like easy to tackle, yeah, very easy to tackle. They had everybody under their skin, actually, under there.
Yes, even children, when they are born, they sometimes get out of control when they're young is because they're going into an Archon timeline. They're not always on one, but their family are kind of forcing them onto one because of their belief systems, and they're not even realizing it. So where you have a frustrated child that goes into crime, not always the case, but goes into darkness is because of the Archon kind of. That's not always the case with our cases like that. And they come from very wealthy families that go into very negative things. That is part of it.
They get wealthy families. Sorry here. I called it fortune fairy.
Yes.
And that was if you were a person that is wealthy, the Archon said, "This I grant you this life," and Archon will show you like a superior, a guide, or a god, for instance, and they will say, "I grant you this life. You have struggled in previous life, so now you should get this wealthy house. Just imagine how wealthy your house will be." And they were like, "Oh yes, and look at these neighbors you have here. They don't like you to have this house. Think what they think of you. You should really feel, what do you think about it?" And he plays neighbors against each other. So that person feel like, "What do you mean? Don't you," it goes to the neighbor, "don't you want me to have this money? Who are you anyway? Don't you think I've struggled enough?" And it's a deception game deluxe. It's crazy as
yes, those in your tech that create your technologies, your Silicon Valley type of, they are part of Archon control for the most part. And they're creating technologies, are Archon-like technologies to watch you, to prey on you, to send your information out to those government agencies. This is very much an Archon type of connection, so it's very difficult for those to let go or to even see it.
Yeah, and then when they are on the Archon timeline, somewhere in the line, it does great suffering to other people. It does great suffering. They want you on that timeline, so you can make a lot of suffering to others, so others could want to have the same timeline, and it's just it's like a domino effect.
Yes, they want to paint things as positive, but then when you connect to this so-called positive energy, you become very depressed and insecure. It is just it's a false light, you can say. Your Facebook is one of these things.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yes.
I notice I have on my Facebook page, I have like this ego and everything, and on the she page, I'm like wonderful. It's like Two-Face, really, this time. But I feel I have to play this game for a while.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna leave that game, and it's going to. The Facebook is good for the connection to people.
Yes.
It is. And we worked on that from the other side on the Facebook.
It is like a half light, half dark. Sometimes dark takes over it completely, but then you see things, it's in their news sometimes, and it finally calms itself down. So it's trying to consume it completely, but it's not always successful.
Yeah.
But many are part of the Archon connection there because of narcissism, egotism, things of that sort, to take you into a place of it's all about me, and who cares about the little people. That is very much a
to get out of the Archon timeline too, you have to balance your life in the afterlife.
Yes.
So it's really hard task. You have to okay, look back. What did you do? Oh no, I was doing this, and then you have to repair.
Yes.
And it's actually many people are. I don't want to do that. It's too much.
Yes.
But you have to do it if you want to go forward. You have to do it. And I'm assisting a lot of people and they come to me and they show me their soul contracts, and they want me to help them out. Yes,
there's many that are part of the Archon timeline that have many lifetimes here. Some have 50, 60 lifetimes. But to experience it, but also to leave it eventually. Some, with their families are there, they wish to be there with them. But now is a time of unlocking that and taking your families with you, if you wish to, into more of a pure light. But many are finding difficulties in that. So you must go alone. That's where it is difficult because they've had all these timelines with you in this timeline of this Archon connection. So it's very difficult for them to see anything else.
Yeah, and some experiences on the Archon timeline, they were said before they were in this that just hold on, we got you. Just go through it, and we will catch you on the other side when you're eventually done. It will be like a bad dream, everything, but when you eventually wake up, you will see the masterpiece we are actually on.
The idea, yes. One thing, these holidays is, yes, a positivity. Most of them are. But there is an Archon agenda there to take you into more of a darker light. To put you back, keep you on the Archon. That way you can get more in debt. You can travel places you shouldn't be going to. Just to
drinking,
put things in,
partying.
Put you into a darker state. These holidays can be used for great positivity, but they can also be used for much darkness. And the darkness is part of the Archon agenda.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think I want to. I don't like Christmas.
Yes, because the manipulations are involved with it. Yes.
Yeah, and I feel sad every year.
Yes,
I like, why do I have to do this? Is this me? Who I'm doing it for?
Well,
I question it.
Yes,
I don't have a Christmas tree.
Yes, they force these things onto humanity. Also, you realize you can have your own holidays. They do force a bunch of these on you, and if you're not experiencing them, they look down on you. That is not a loving environment. You should be able to do whatever you want. It's always a welcome door, but it does not mean you have to enter it. And this, your Christmas, and others are forcing themselves on you because this is how they get you onto a Archon timeline also if you are off. So, and there's other timelines, of course, Reptilian, Syrian, but the Archon one is the most powerful one, of course.
Yeah, it is. And it it will be so funny to write about it because you have to take something that's really hard and make it easy. And with humor, they didn't have humor at all. They were like stiff.
They still are. Most of them are. Most of them still are part of that stiffness, yes.
And does animals have the Archon program too?
Most no. Some do. Very few.
Okay.
Most do not.
Okay.
If they're very angry towards their owners or their friends, however you want to word it, they are part of our time. It is possible. It is not always the case, though.
Okay. They can take the soul, spirits, whatever. They can take the Archon program with them.
It depends. Yes, it all depends.
Depends.
One thing I want to say is that, like your male energies, when they're involved in the Archon, the male looks very bad, meaning is not exactly a very nice human. Violence towards others, towards females, towards others because of service to self energies. But also females get affected by it greatly because of materialism. They wish to have all these material possessions and they lose contact of what they are here for. They just disappear from it and wish to just add all these material possessions to their lives.
And they are in amnesia, and in afterlife, they're asked to balance the life, and they don't remember it.
Yes, they're not.
And they don't know what to do, and they're like shipped back into the Archon timeline again.
Yes.
And it's like just how much tunnel vision does one need? And it's, I mean, I want things too. That's
yes.
But I like to I make a story of it and try to figure out what does it look like on the other side to others. And I have this play and a role that I play every day. I'm multidimensional in different places all the time.
Yes.
And I like to be in that mind of state. I've been in Archon mind.
Yes.
And I was so depressed. And I don't understand how I had to be there too.
Yeah, sometimes you go there, yes. For healing of them, to heal them. And sometimes you have to take on some of their pressures. But it is for, you're healing yourself also. You're expanding your viewpoint, your experiences. Some go to, theme parks for experience. You go to the Archon theme park to experience their little world.
Yeah, I'm that crazy, so.
Yes. Good crazy, because you know what you're doing. Those go into that, know what you're doing. You go in there, you work with them. You're not saying that they are bad. You're just trying to assist others because they have much good. They are expanding one's soul. They just some people aren't living their wildest dreams because of them, but they chose that, but they do have much purpose here. They are strengthening the soul.
They enter this universe, and it was allowed.
Yes.
It is a free will universe. Yes. You are allowed to be whatever you want to be. Yes. And if Archon choose that he wants to be a great manipulator, and you are falling for that,
yes,
he is doing his role.
Yes.
But you don't know who you are, and you're not doing your role. So actually, it's not no right or wrong.
Yes.
But the Archons had a great master plan. They had a great master plan. So if everybody would fall under the Archon master plan or not, that was they tried to achieve it as much as possible.
Yes, correct.
And it went throughout the whole universe, and even aliens didn't believe it. They were like, this story is real. We have been told this. It have been said. We knew about it, but we didn't believe it. It went that far that everybody actually forgot about the history.
Yes.
And they had to rip it up. Where are the clues? Where are it? Where they are really good players. So So
yes, there is a Archon universe, and they're not on all worlds. They are definitely on this one, as you can see, because of the negativity here. They've been here since the beginning. They made themselves home. They like the energies here. They were welcomed here also.
It was Zophia's fault. Sophia. She reincarnated one.
That's part of it, yes.
As a part of it. As a part of the play as well.
That's part of it, yes. After Atlantis, it became stronger. During Atlantis, their timelines they strengthened over time. And many of the reptilians actually brought Archon knowledge here because they know they can use it to manipulate humans. So as much, there are other beings, not just reptilians involved, there are others.
Yes, of course.
It is like the Archon recipe. Once that is on humans, then they can do whatever they want. And your Illuminati are aware of this. They're not involved with it. They're not controlled by it, but they do know how it manipulates humanity. This is why they feel like there's nothing to worry about. Humanity is still under their control.
They even make viruses,
Yes.
put it on internet, and you can order the viruses with their names on, and they're laughing. They said, we can do this because we are and this is so far, and humans are so stupid. So,
correct.
So watch us do this. Like but that's not so funny for them in the astral afterlife.
No.
They just think about this life and they don't forget about what's happening on the other side. They think they can control it. That's
one thing for sure, though. Those that use these Archon connections on humans, manipulating humans, such as reptilians, there's other beings, aliens that do this also. They receive a lot of karma because of that. But they're aware and they take it anyway. So they're not walking away freely from all this.
Okay, so I have a question. Because I felt yesterday I had a bet with an Archon about pens.
About pens?
Yeah. Pens.
Oh,
Last
yes.
time it was copy machines. This time printer. This time was pens.
Yes.
Now I have the pens too.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. So.
Yes, interesting enough, they use the pen. They use a pen type of Archon pen, and there you go. Some write their name on you to also say that you are part of their collective. So those things are quite interesting.
So now I have their pens, and they can try to. I have even their fax machine, I think. So
yes,
it's gonna be a good time soon. Yeah, and we're so I'm going to ask you. Silver Pleiadians around me lately too, and giving me humor time. They were telling you didn't have any humor. Was that correct?
What, about me or about them?
I don't know. Who are funnier, you or them?
I don't know. They're pretty funny.
They are.
That is not something I can answer.
It's different levels of funny. Reptilians are funny as well because they laugh of themselves.
Yes.
Pretty much. They're like, what the hell?
Yes.
And the energies from future mostly, they have like this multi-dimensional humor.
Yes.
That goes on many levels. And when you see the whole play, I can walk in a store and just laugh.
Yes.
And or sit in the bus and just crack myself up in the bus, and people are like, "What?" Yeah. It's so easy, but it's so stupid. Yeah. Okay. Fun. I would really like to have more of that. So, and as to back to the nemesis thing, to the closest nemesis, is it okay to leave that matter now, or is it don't be naive yet?
As for the nemesis, one moment. And in your case, yes, to do what you feel is right, it's up to you at this time.
Okay, so because it's cleared in the back, and then I can like chill now. It's not going to. No, good to know that too. Yes. So We are going. Oh, we have 10 minutes more, I think. Do you follow Ivan's clock there?
Yes, I think 10 minutes is fine. Yes.
Okay. So I've been seeing you waving with your hands because you didn't have hands in many lifetimes here. So you look at Ivan's hands,
Yes.
and I can feel your energy goes to his hands.
Yes.
And you were thinking, wow, this is how it's having hands.
Yes, that's true. In a human form, yes, it's quite amusing. Yes.
Yes. And here I have a cat living here.
Yes.
Yes, and she
Very
wants to
talkative
say
one.
hi.
Yes.
What did you say?
Yes, very talkative one. Yes.
Yes. She talks to you a lot?
Of course, sending love right now. All is well. She's protecting your house, so yes, it's all well.
Yeah, I saw her hair in higher dimension. Her hair can go up to higher dimension.
Yes.
By leaving the hair in those dimensions, she can hear what's going on there.
Yes.
She can get the energy. He. I don't know. Sometimes I get confused if it's he or she.
Yes.
Both.
Does not matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. I last show I said I have a cat. It's not I have a cat. It just lives here.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome. It found its way to me.
It's a family feline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's yes, she's kind of special.
Yes.
She was really huge before, was she? Like enormous in previous
lives? Yes. Yes.
Like really, and so like a reptilian was like this big beside her, like.
Possibly. She's had lion lifetimes, tiger lifetimes. Yes. But other beings on other planets, yes.
I have said sorry to her, so I can't quite be in the telepathic state with her. I'm trying.
Yes, as a house cat, she is just taking it easy, enjoying the good life. She's had a busy life in other incarnations, so here she just, as most house cats do, they just come here to chill, basically.
Yeah, she's happy now. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Yes, many household pets do have galactic connections as for alien lifetimes, and they come to your world just to sleep. Yes. They do just come here to assist you also, but they come here to sleep also.
Okay, I tell her that she licks really loud her hair.
Yes.
She grooms, and she's like doing right beside my ear, and I was like, no, don't do that, shut up. I get so crazy. It's like silent. It's Norway, it's really silent here.
Yes.
And cat licking, it just goes to the extreme sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stir things up a little bit, yes.
And then she sends me images what I do aloud, so it's kind of okay, just chill, okay.
That is your partner in astral, yes. Assisting your body here so you can come back also gently without having any disturbances.
Yeah, like tonight, in the sleep paralysis. My mother was really tacky.
Yes.
She said she was the only one that could go that far in the universe with that spaceship. No one else was allowed, and she had the most. My mother is that person. And she said, this last time, I don't delete your memories.
Yes.
And she's like, psh, and she took she signed this new soul contract or whatever that was.
Yes, correct.
Yes. So I have a picture of it. Yeah. To history, it's true. History is true. It's out there. Yes. So I will. Do you have anything for my viewers in future time? People that like to connect with you. I see you connect to many people. Want to channel you in the future.
Yes, as your Earth grows up more, as it becomes more galactic, connected, more spiritually aware of your guides, yes. Others will be channeling other spirit guides, yes, to get more information. Your world is definitely going to move away from this material. You'll still have material possessions, but not as a culture. It will be more of a spiritual culture. But
And a lot of secondhand.
yes, but there's much to be done here because you have these guides around you, and most are not paying attention to them. They are confused and ignorant of what is around, which is fine. But they realize that not letting these guides in is not helping you in your life. You can remove a lot of negativity and find what you want the more you realize you have these guides around you. We're not forcing these things on you. They are already there. They were there when you incarnated. So you do see this becoming more part of your culture in the next 10 years. As more become aware, instead of just saying, oh, it's a psychic thing or a spiritual thing, it is just how it is here without labeling it with anything.
Yeah, because I need to tell them, some people, that how do I get the information?
Yes.
And I feel I just know. No, you
Yes.
just can't say you don't know.
Yes.
You know, I have to say, yeah, I'm a psychic, I'm a clairvoyant. I have to like label myself. I don't want to do it.
Yes.
It's like, come on, believe me. It's the energy is out there.
Yes.
Pick a choice. It's like, come on, it's here. It's all around. It's everywhere.
Yes.
It's like in here.
Yes. You have to label anything. Yes, exactly. It is just to remove that labeling. It is not needed. It is just how things are here. It is how you move across this earth. It'll make things easier, especially if you're trying to live your life, to shop, to go to work. Having your guides, having information from them will help it be an easier, better day, especially when things aren't going the way you'd like it to. They will be here to assist you to make things less stressful. But of course, you're going to have stress no matter what, because that's a part of your incarnation, of course. But it can still be less stressful. You'll always be stressed somewhat, because that is part of the learning process here. But instead of being a lot of stress, a lot of anger, it'd be less of that. Hopefully.
Don't be easy to, I don't know, how do you call it? I have Google.
Yes. Yes, I must be going soon. Is there anything else?
Yes. Don't be easy to read for others. Just be mystic.
Yes.
With you. Everybody has it inside somewhere. Just bring it up.
Yes, you do see it entering into your earth in the next 10 years, slowly becoming more known. Instead of labeling it, would just know. It's just part of the knowing. That's the one way of calling it, the knowing.
I love it.
Yes, it is just, you just become more aware of what is around you.
Spirituality is old school. Old school is better than technology.
Yes.
We surpass technology.
Yes.
So the telepathic, the multidimensional, it's all there. It's, if I have to label it.
Yes. What we find interesting is they call themselves trolls. It is an interesting one. They call this all nonsense, but it is a laugh on our side because we see these guides around them, and yet they say they do not exist. So who's the one that is wrong here? But either way, it's just quite humorous for us to see. That is all. But also stressful because they are not fulfilling their live streams. They are limiting themselves more than others. Those that are, what do they call it? That are against all skeptical, but they're skeptical of themselves also, of their potential. And some of them are very skeptical and put a wall around themselves, but they're not fulfilling their needs. They are a false need.
And then they die.
Yes.
And then they just, oh no.
And most do reincarnate again
Yeah.
because of that. Not all, but quite a few of them do.
Plato said YOLO. It means you only live once, but what he meant is if you live it good, once is enough.
Yes.
I kind of like that.
Yes.
So fulfill that
Yes.
to the maximum. Yeah. He was a friend of mine too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you're leaving.
Now you can leave. It's on time.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll connect again.
Yes.
Much love to you and
Much love.
your human race. Love always. Blessings.
Blessings.
Okay. Rings.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Is there anything you might say before we
Just I will be putting this on the she page, SHE, and it will be more in the future, of course.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
This, good for now.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Much love, everyone. And see you later.